morning, everyone, and welcome. At this time, we would like for you to welcome to the floor the cheerleaders of Bowie State University, also known as the GGs.
We start, we tumble, and we shake something too. Come and get you some of BSU. We start, we tumble, and we shake something too. Come and get you some of BSU. You. BSU. B. Pump it up, S-U-S-U. Keep it going, bulldog. What up? B-B-S-U. B. Hey, pump it up, S-U-S-U. Keep it going, bulldog. What up? B-B-S-S-U. Where my dogs at? Woo! Where my dogs at? Woo! Let's go. We want it. Hey, we want it. Hey, we need it. Hey, we need it. Hey, we got it. We got it. Check it out. Check it out. Where my dogs at? Woo! Where my dogs at? Woo! Let's go. We want it. Hey, we want it. Hey, we need it. Hey, we need it. Hey, we got it. We got to check it out. Five, 6, 7. We are the best. We are the best. And nothing less. And nothing less. It's the reason. You must be the best.
Thank you so much to the Bowie State cheerleaders. So good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Matisse Lee, and I am honored to serve as the chair of the CIAA 50th anniversary of the Women's Tournament Committee. I am also thrilled to be your host for today's press conference. We are officially 33 days away from tip-off of the 2025 Food Lion CIAA Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. So we are excited to welcome you as we prepare for one of the most exciting and meaningful events in college sports. This tournament is way more than just basketball. It's about community, it's about culture, and it's about celebrating the excellence of our incredible student athletes and the member institutions. So 2025 marks 5 years with our partnership with the wonderful city of Baltimore, and we couldn't be even more excited to be back here in Baltimore. How about a round of applause for Baltimore? Now, this year's tournament is extra special because we are celebrating 50 years of the women's tournament, a milestone that highlights incredible progress and achievement in the women in the CIAA. It's a time for us to honor the past, celebrate the present, and inspire the future. Throughout this year's tournament, you will see the hashtag Painting Her Story. It's a tribute to 50 years of women's basketball in the CIAA. This hashtag celebrates the rich history, the extraordinary legacy of the CIAA Women's Tournament. It honors the trailblazers who broke barriers, the athletes who defined excellence, and the coaches who inspired greatness. As we celebrate this historic milestone, painting her story bridges the past and the present, and it shows how we have evolved in women's basketball in the CIAA and the powerful impact that it continues to have on the game, the community, and the future. Before we get started today, I ask that we kindly silence our cell phones so we can avoid any disruptions during today's program. We'll have a dedicated question and answer session at the end, so please hold all of your questions until then. Additionally, interviews with any of our speakers or guests will be available immediately following the press conference. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the leader of this great city. How about a round of applause for the mayor of Baltimore, Mr. Brandon Scott.
Good morning, everyone. Nope, this is the CIAA 50 years of the women's tournament, welcoming the CIAA tournament back to Baltimore. We can and will do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, this is a sports event that will get my mind off of the fact that we are not playing in the AFC Championship this weekend. And everyone, get ready again for an unforgettable experience as we kick off and prepare for the 2025 CIAA tournament right here in Baltimore City. We know how black and how electrifying the CIAA tournament in Black Baltimore is, with over 150,000 enthusiastic fans who will converge on our vibrant city for 5 thrilling and hopefully warmer days with basketball, entertainment, and incredible networking opportunities. We will continue to celebrate the rich legacy of the CIAA, the nation's oldest historically black athletic conference, and of course, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the women's tournament. And as a basketball purist, I'm here to say the women's game is better than the men's game. For those who truly watch basketball, you'll understand. If you didn't, you never played basketball, you don't know. But also, of course, the 5th year in a row that we have been here in Charm City. February is not just Black History Month in Baltimore, it's also officially now CIAA Month through an executive order that I just gave you by saying that. Because that's the time we're on this week. So we invite everybody to meet us in Black Baltimore in Black History Month for the Black CIAA tournament and diving into 26 exhilarating basketball matchups, the Fan Fest, the step shows, the Battle of the Bands, the opportunities that you hear and get for our young people with the career things, all of the opportunities for them, for which me is the most important part, but the family reunion atmosphere and so much more. We know that the CIAA is one of the premier college basketball tournaments in the country and stands proudly among the top sporting events nationwide. Of course, we have elevated alongside with Visit Baltimore to elevate the sports, educational opportunities, and scholarships. We'll say that again, scholarships, ensuring that our community and our student athletes can thrive. Baltimore, as you know, is bursting with culture, mouth-watering cuisine, of course, crabs, crab cakes, and everything with Old Bay sprinkled on top of it, and the warm hospitality of our residents. And we are eager once again to welcome our family members in the CIAA back home to Baltimore. So thank you for being a part of what's set to be another breathtaking celebration of HBCU and Black culture and community. And let's make this another unforgettable memory of the CIAA in Baltimore together. And now, as we move forward, this person doesn't need an introduction at all, but with open arms, I would like to welcome to the microphone the best commissioner in all of American sports, CIAA Commissioner Jackie McWilliams Parker. Ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Despite the results of our team not playing, I'm still wearing their colors today. Thank you all for being here today. What a beautiful space and room. Let's give Visit Baltimore and our team for making sure that we had the right space to tell our story today. Thank you so much. And I want to thank our media for being here and all of our partners, and couldn't be more proud that Food Lion is our sponsor for this tournament and have been tremendous supporters of our women's sports. And Meg Ham has been a tremendous supporter and a leader for CIAA in this partnership. So thank you so much. I know you guys will be coming up here soon. So the countdown is real, y'all. It's real, it's real. And we're going into Aquarius season. Y'all know it's my birthday month, Dr. Bro's birthday month, Julia's birthday month, Carrie's birthday month. But it is CIAA. And when I say February is, we do take over. Everybody works for CIAA in February. And it's because it's such a special time. I'll be here in 30 days for our first Baltimore event, that camp and activation that will happen on Saturday. 31 days until our student athletes arrive and walk the red carpet so that we can celebrate the reason why we're here. And 33 days where we'll watch, 33 days until we watch the tip-off of both our men's and women's tournament, where we'll see all of our games showcased on ESPN. And I am very proud to be celebrating this 50th anniversary because I'm a product of it. And how blessed it is to be the leader of a product that you're a part of. I want to give a shout out to Tanya Walker, who's not here, who saw the vision of what we wanted to do around this tournament in this 50th anniversary and really gave us a roadmap, Matisse, who is leading the charge to make sure that we're doing all these things to highlight our women. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We are highlighting some of the best players in the country that have contributed to the game of women's basketball, but to this conference. And I want to make sure we do still have the men's tournament too. We just showcasing the women because it's taken 50 years to get here. So, but we thank our men's teams and our coaches and administrators for creating a space for us to be a part of this, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to have our tournament as well, because they have been leading this space for a long time. But we're taking over, ladies. It's the year of the woman. Come on now, give me a hand. So we're proud to celebrate. Thank you, Under Armour, as well, for their support. They're doing some really special and unique things for us for our tournament this year and our women, and they do for our student athletes all the time. We're blessed to have a relationship with Kevin Plank and their entire team. I see what they do here in the community, so know that they're doing something in the CIAA community as well. It's a blessing to have that. This is a memorable celebration. You heard the word excellence, perseverance, trailblazers, the spirit of our women and our men, and some of the marquee initiatives. I love painting her story. Don't you like painting her story? I think we all have a story to tell, and you'll hear a lot of stories during the tournament and leading up to the tournament. But part of that celebration will have an Empower Her Town Hall. We'll have a women's empowerment brunch presented by Nationwide. We have our ladies' night on championship day. I need every single woman that loves or does not love basketball to get your tickets and come support this tournament. If you are a former alumnus that played at any of our schools, including your host, Bowie State University, we need you to come and support this tournament. Matter of fact, we need you to come support every tournament every year and be a great alumnus of this conference that has given us so many memories and opportunities. February is CIAA, and we ask everyone to meet us here in Baltimore in the Charm City. I love this city. I think it is the truly a charm of everything: food, fun, people. I've never come here and not felt like it was home. I've never come here and felt like I shouldn't be here. And I hope that everyone who comes here for this tournament or just come here to visit Baltimore, that you feel the same. This is our 5th year hosting and partnering. Now, I'm counting that first year, Al, because if y'all don't know about putting on a virtual tournament, that was just as much as putting on the ground tournament. Can I hear that? Yeah. So we count the virtual tournament. So this is our 5th year, but 4th year on the ground. And we're doing a lot of amazing things. I want to just acknowledge Reverend Barber, who's here from Six Mount Baptist Temple Church. This is my church. I can't even call him a church, from Hampton, Virginia, but he is a native from this area, and he is leading our church initiative. He's leading the efforts to make sure those students who are displaced have an opportunity to be a part of this tournament. And we're working with Samaritan's Feet. You'll hear that as well. This is our 11th year. We have given out probably about 5,000 pairs of shoes since that partnership, and that's just shoes. We've done a lot of other work, sent shoes over to the Bahamas, 70,000 shoes we sent over in a crate to support those efforts, and that takes unique partnerships and leaders. So just thank the church groups here that have come together. Church night is on Wednesday, so come on, praise the Lord, and let's get people in the arena, because that's our community. We're trying to make sure that we're providing all things for everybody, no matter if you are 0 to the babies will be here, will they, Mayor? The babies all the way to the seasoned adults. So please join us. I will also say Education Day is one of my special highlights in Career Expo. There's so many stories about those students who have come to Education Day, never knew anything about CIAA, get into one of our schools, then they graduate, they go to one of our schools, they come back to Career Day, then they get a job at Food Lion, and then they become a leader in Food Lion, and then here we are. Like, those stories are really real. We have students here in Baltimore, and we have to get those numbers as we shared last year, that have applied to our schools, have gotten in without having to pay a fee, have gotten scholarships, and they're part of your community. That's what it's really about. It's about getting your students engaged, getting your community engaged, and letting them be a part of a conference that really needs you, but you need us too. So the partnership is real. And then the Fan Fest, I will tell you, is another fun. Every event is fun. So pardon me for saying every event is the greatest, because it is. The Fan Fest over the weekend is incredible. We get to see our talented Bowie State cheerleaders and all the other 12 institutions that are here. Thank you for being here. And you don't have class yet, right? It's Monday. So, but thank you for being here, and Dr. Bro and their team for always making sure that our cheer and band, we are mobilizing not just 24 teams, we're mobilizing 24 bands, we're mobilizing 24 cheer teams, and we're mobilizing students. So just know, we're not just showing up for the game, we're showing up for all aspects of student-athlete and student experience. And then I will share with you, and I know Al will talk about this, but heads and beds are important. Getting people in the building are important. Our increase of tickets went up last year, but we need more increase of those people purchasing tickets. Come and sit down and watch the games. We need those turnstiles turning. We need our athletes to see you in the building. We appreciate those who are purchasing tickets, but we also want you to be a part of the experience. And if you're not in the building, you're missing out on a whole lot, because what you think is happening on the outside, you missing everything on the inside. So make sure that you take part of that. And I will say, even with the COVID year, I think Al and I have just been blown away. Every single year, the economic impact grows. So when we make that investment in our city, there's an investment back to the CIAA, and we're grateful for that. So welcome to the CIAA. I can talk about this conference over and over. It's my 13th tournament. I couldn't be more proud. We are celebrating our Hall of Famers. We have a great class this year. We just lost one of our Hall of Famers, Mr. CIAA. That's why I'm wearing this too, because y'all think he's the only Mr. CIAA. He is. There's only one Mr. CIAA. And I'm grateful that I got to know him. I'm grateful that if you didn't get to know him, that you get to see that he is being shared across the country. He was 95 years old. His first tournament was in 1975. Nobody knew his name except we thought it was Mr. and CIAA. But his name is Abraham Mitchell, and they called him Ham. And so we will be celebrating him as well. And then we lost an athletic director, Peggy Davis, who's one of our pioneers, who will be a part of the Jimmy Jenkins Award, but also part of our Hall of Fame class. So as you can see, no matter if you're here or not, the CIAA celebrates everything and everybody who's made an impact to this conference. So thank you so much for being here and being part of this beautiful experience. And I get the pleasure to introduce one of my favorite leaders. And I'm so grateful that I get to work with her. She's been our chair for the last couple of years. She's trying to slip out of the chair hood right here, but it's okay. Thank you, Dr. Bro, for just your tireless effort of just making me better and helping me grow and making this conference and this city understand the value of what CIAA does on behalf of your colleagues. So if we can welcome Dr. Bro, Amita Bro, from Bowie State University.
Thank you, Commissioner, for that wonderful, wonderful, warm introduction. And I thank you for your stalwart leadership, for your grace, and for the way that you lead with such style. We are so honored to have you as the Commissioner for the CIAA. And good morning. I am indeed Aminta Bro, the very proud 10th president of Bowie State University, the oldest HBCU in the state of Maryland. And thank you to my cheerleaders over here. And let me just welcome you to today's event. I want to thank everyone for joining us today as we prepare for another CIAA basketball tournament in Charm City. But before I continue on, I would be remiss if I don't acknowledge members of the Bowie State University campus community. There are many in the room here today, but I have to call out my GGs. Would you please give another round of applause for the cheerleaders from Bowie State University, known as the GGs? Hey, GG! Bowie State University is truly honored and excited to serve as the host for the CIAA tournament once again. And as the oldest HBCU in Maryland, founded in 1865 right here in Charm City, you know, hosting this tournament here has a very special meaning for us, for our entire campus community. And so we are so proud to welcome our member institutions and fans from across the country to experience the CIAA tournament. And as the first woman to serve in this role as president for Bowie State University, this year especially has meaning for me to be able to celebrate her history and her story. I'd like to extend my deepest appreciation to the individuals and partners, our sponsors, who make this tournament possible. I have to acknowledge Food Lion, Under Armour, and there are so many more that are here today, but you will see throughout the week of the tournament. And we are truly fortunate to have such great, wonderful leadership right here in Baltimore City that have brought this tournament here and have continued to support us in so many ways, including, as you heard, with scholarships and making this tournament possible and making it possible for these students and so many more to have access and affordability to a college education. Have to begin with calling out the mayor of Charm City, Brandon Scott. Please give him another round of applause. Mr. Al Hutchinson, President and CEO of Visit Baltimore. LaTanya King, Director of Talent Acquisition for Food Lion. Terry Hazelton, Executive Director of the Maryland Sports Commission. Where are you? Stand up, Terry. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Elise Milan, owner and founder of the Empanada Lady, and our very own, where is she? Come on, stand up. Let's see you. And at Bowie State University, I'm so pleased. They say no one does anything truly on their own. I'm very pleased that our own VP for Athletics and Recreation is serving as the VP of the CIAA. He's helping with the CIAA, with the committee. I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Clyde Dowdy. I have to give a shout out to the leader of the great state of Maryland, Governor Wes Moore, who comes out, you all know him, he's a basketball enthusiast, and he comes out and celebrates us on the court side, and we look forward to seeing him once again. Let's give a round of applause for the Moore administration and Governor Moore. You've already heard a bit about the CIAA from our commissioner, but I want to stress to each and every one of you, you have to come out and see it and feel it firsthand. It is a unique experience when our member institutions come together for the tournament. It's like a family reunion. There are generations that have been coming to the CIAA year over year, and they come together to celebrate our athletes, but to have a great time and to enjoy great excitement in the city, and they bring the excitement with them, bringing family and friends and fans. There is fun, there is excitement, and what you also can expect is maybe a little bit of trash talking on the side. Not me, of course, not me. February is CIAA. It is a week that highlights amazing basketball with some of the greatest teams, players, and fans from the greatest HBCUs in the country. And throughout tournament week, there are many, many events, as you heard the commissioner mention. But what I love so much about the CIAA, it affords the opportunity for our student athletes to shine. You will see excellence on the court and throughout this community. You heard about the service activity that they will engage in. They are bright. Our students are bright and talented, and I want you to see it firsthand. So I invite you all, rather than just listening to my words, I invite you, come on out, see it, feel it, be a part of the experience. And I look forward to seeing you not long from now. How many days, Commissioner? Where are we now? 33 days and counting. So come on out, February 25th through March 1st. But in the meantime, we wish all of our student athletes the best as they take to the court. And we invite them to just come out and celebrate, be part of the city, and you will see them throughout that week. And many, many thanks once again to the city of Baltimore for welcoming back the CIAA. Thank you so very much. And I do have to finish. I'm sorry I can't help myself. BSU? BSU. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out today.
Thank you so much, Commissioner and Dr. Bro. So now I have the privilege of welcoming Commissioner Jackie McWilliams Parker and Miss Ashanti Turner to the podium with me. So ladies and gentlemen, this year we are celebrating 10 years and beyond partnership with the Samaritan Feet during the CIAA tournament. What does this mean? It means 12 CIAA activations in 2 states, 3 cities, over 5,000 shoes, 9 schools, and 2 community shoe lockers. The Children's Defense Report Funds says in 2020, studies show that 1 in every 6 children live in poverty, which could create a lack of access to basic necessities like shoes and socks. Samaritan's Feet has created a shoe locker to help address this growing need. A shoe locker is a way to provide new athletic shoes to children as the needs arise. It is kept on site at schools. A shoe locker is a supply of athletic shoes which are immediately available when a student has improperly fitting or worn shoes. Children in need can receive a pair of new athletic shoes quickly, allowing them to get right back into the classroom or even on the playground. We recognize students in needs their needs can fluctuate based off of their circumstances, but a shoe locker is very much consistent. Commissioner's trip to Ghana with Samaritan's Feet in 2024 shows the international impact this work has been doing. This program is built to ensure that children can learn, run, grow with comfort and confidence. Individuals and organizations have the opportunity to adopt a school and make sure that every student has a pair of properly fitting shoes. Every student has a chance to learn, play, and simply be a kid. At this time, I would like to also welcome to the podium Ms. Tanine Thrower, the district representative, as Commissioner and Ashanti will present her with this commemorative key. We are proud to announce that Wildwood Elementary Middle School was chosen for a Samaritan's Feet sneaker locker and will be able to give out over 50 plus shoes to students in the area. How about a round of applause for the dedicated work of the CIAA? Thank you. It is also a SAC initiative, and Ashanti does serve as the SAC president at Bowie State University. Thank you, Ashanti. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Ms. LaTanya King, the Director of Talent, Inclusion, and Organizational Engagement at Food Lion.
Well, good morning and thank you. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well and staying warm. I am not. I'm still freezing. It's cold. But Food Line, we're really thrilled to be here again this year to celebrate our 31st year in terms of commitment to CIAA, and certainly very proud to be the title sponsor of the tournament. This year, we are especially proud to recognize the 50th anniversary of the CIAA Women's Basketball Tournament. I joined Food Lion, I guess, about almost 4 years ago, and my notes here say, take me back to 1999, where Food Lion became the title sponsor of the women's tournament. And of course, now we're the title sponsor for the overall tournament, but what a legacy and amazing history there. So really, for all those years, we have been cheering on and recognizing amazing female athletes. Through the years, Food Lion has worked together with the CIAA to really just make a lasting impact in our communities, our campus communities, as well as our neighboring communities, so that we serve our customers in need as well. We have provided $8 million in scholarships over the years to students at CIAA schools. We're very proud of that. Yeah, we want to make sure that we're doing our part to help set students up for success. We have created a place of belonging. I think someone mentioned that, yeah, you can get a role here at Food Lion, whether working inside of our stores, in our corporate offices, and many of you, I met someone this morning. She said, I had my first job at Food Lion. So that happens often. And so we're very proud across our 1,100 plus stores to say that we are helping people get set up for success. Many start their careers at Food Lion and go on to do amazing big things to support and really impact the community. Food Lion Feeds is our charitable organization, and over the years we have provided $200,000 in grants to help stock the pantries and nutrition lounges at CIAA schools. Again, another thing that we're very proud of in terms of really helping to nourish our students so that they can be successful. We're at it again. We're on the road right now as we speak, stocking those pantries again this season. On the court, throughout the tournament, but also the regular season, we promote our Food Lion Score to Give More program. And so what that means is that during the tournament and the games, for every successful free throw, Food Lion Feeds actually donates meals back to our CIAA schools. We do that for football as well, but we are very proud to say that over the last year, 700,000 meals were donated and attributed to that program in terms of Score to Give More. So we're, again, really just trying to make sure that we emphasize the importance of people being able to have a nutritious meal. Our impact doesn't stop there. Again, we're not only supporting that through our campaigns, of course, through sports, but we're also in the communities. During CIAA week, we are going to be at a school actually packing bags of nutritious food for students and families. We'll be at Logan Elementary School in Dundalk. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And so again, helping to support their needs as well. In closing, I want to just say, how proud I am to be a part of the work that we do in partnership with the CIAA. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who make the CIAA what it is today. The tournament, as been stated, it is electrifying. There's a lot of energy, and you gotta be in the arena to really experience it. So we're gonna come together, we're gonna watch some great basketball, okay? We're gonna cheer on our favorite team. I cheer on all the teams. And we're gonna celebrate, the women, 50 years in terms of being in the tournament. And we're gonna show up and show out in Black Baltimore, is all I gotta say, okay? It is an honor to be a part of the great work that we do in partnership with the CIAA and the others here in the room. And I look forward to seeing you guys at the 2025 Food Lion CIAA Basketball Tournament. I'm going to now introduce Terry Hasseltine with, he's the Executive Director of Maryland Sports Commission. Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be standing up here today. Once again, welcoming the CIAA back to the great state of Maryland, charm city in the city of Baltimore. Thank you, Mayor, for all your work, Al, and your leadership and your direction and your team for all that they do to really bring this entire thing together. We at the state of Maryland are proud to be a part and affiliated with the CIAA Men and Women's Basketball Tournament. It's a great part of our resume as a sport state, as a sports city. It creates opportunities, as you've heard from all the speakers today, everything from scholarships to in the community and the grassroots program, all the way to the best of the best on the basketball court and in the convention center, where people are getting opportunities to be experiencing job growth, a chance to get opportunities to grow their professional well-being. But when it comes to sports in the state of Maryland, we describe it in a lot of different ways, and the CIAA encapsulates it all. But when we measure it, it's heads and beds, food and belly, gas and cars, credit card and cash counters, and butts and seats. That's the measurement standard in which we're helping to drive the economy through the event. But it also goes back to the heart. It goes back to the belly, and it goes back to the things that make all sports important. And the CIAA embodies that better than most and better than many. And we are really excited about what they do here in the community. I am so excited to welcome the commissioner back to the city in 30 days, I think it is. You said you're coming
31, 32, 33.
31, 32, 33. So we look forward to welcoming you back. Glad you're here today. Dr. Bro, your leadership and your team's leadership, and the GGs for your support of all these activities. It can't be done without all of them. This is a complete partnership all the way from the governor's office all the way down to the person who sweeps the court, to make sure that the arena is ready every day, to make sure the convention center is ready every day, and the frontline experience of our hospitality community. And I'm sure Al will touch on that. This is a $32.5 million economic impact event on the state of Maryland and the city of Baltimore. And it goes back to the things that I alluded to earlier in my little statement of heads and beds, food and belly, gas and cars, credit card and cash and counters, and butts and seats. And the reason why that's critical is, as the commissioner mentioned, we want everybody to enjoy the great city of Baltimore, experience our museums, experience our restaurants, experience the great basketball that you'll see, but also be ambassadors in welcoming those visitors from around the country who are coming here to converge on our great city and our great state for the purpose of CIAA basketball. So again, it might be about economics for some, it might be about community for others, and it might be about just camaraderie amongst their peers. So all I want to say on behalf of the state, welcome. I look forward to CIAA month. I look forward to Black History Month. And I look forward to having the greatest experience that basketball can bring to the city of Baltimore and the CIAA men and women's basketball tournament. Thank you. I always forget that there's someone supposed to come up afterwards. So I get the dubious honor of introducing my friend and my colleague in the industry, Mr. Al Hutchinson, President and CEO of Visit Baltimore.
Thank you. Thank you, TH. Good morning, family. How's everybody? So I feel like, Mr. Mayor, I should be doing some executive orders today, but I'm not going to do that. We'd like to welcome everybody, and I just want to start from the top with a real sincere thanks to Commissioner McWilliams-Parker, Dr. Bro, Clyde, the greatest AD in the world. I want to thank them, first of all, for their confidence in Baltimore. I think that's a place we have to start. I'm very grateful and thankful. And for the media, you see all these folks in here. This is a community effort. It takes all of us to make this happen. And so I'm very grateful for the confidence and support of the CIAA presidents, Dr. Bro. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your confidence and your support financially, Governor Moore, obviously. And there are a lot of private sector supporters in this room that support this great tournament. This could not happen without that. And I will say to you, before the CIAA came here, Commissioner, and first year basketball in 2022, the last week in February in Baltimore City, you could shoot a cannon down Pratt Street and wouldn't hit anything. People were out of work. And this tournament has really uplifted this community. It's put folks to work, black, brown, white, all folks back to work. It's put people in the hotel industry when they used to be 30% occupancy the last week in February to over 70% occupancy now. That's a good news story. So I'm grateful because my work is about putting people to work and putting Baltimore on the map because we know how to do this better than most. So we're forever grateful. I'm really off script here, but I just think that's important because we visit Baltimore. The team is really not about me. It's about all the folks in Baltimore who love this great city. And we want to make sure the fans, the alumni, the student athletes, when they come to Charm City, they get an experience here that they've not gotten anywhere else in the world. And that's important to us. So we're excited about the 2025 tournament, Madam Commissioner. I want to thank all the partners that's in the room for helping us make this a success. One of the big things that we committed to the tournament, or the presidents back in 2018, was we're going to make sure our small businesses in Baltimore are supported. And I will tell you, this last year, over 100 minority-owned businesses were a part of this tournament. There are partners in this room today that are part of this tournament that are contractors. And we gave over $1.4 million to small Black-owned businesses here in the city, which I think should be celebrated. You know, another incredible story, and it was mentioned earlier, basketball is important. That's what this is all about. But we also provide scholarships. And so last year's tournament, it was $1.5 million in scholarships we presented to the conference for the students. This year, in 2025, that number is going to be $1.6 million. And I think that's important because we want to support the students and we want to help people to go to these CIAA schools. And that's really, really important to us. We have a lot of private sector folks here that I mentioned, and we couldn't do this tournament without folks raising money. You know, Zach McDaniels and Angelica Butcher help us to raise money in the community. We raise a lot of money in the community to support this tournament, and I really want to give a shout out to some of the big contributors here. There are more, but special shout out to Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield, BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport, Wells Fargo, the Whiting Turner Companies, Aetna, Bank of America, and Under Armour. Those are some of the top sponsors, but we have a lot more that's in there. Fulton Bank, I see you here. But there are a lot of folks here. So join me in just celebrating those folks who write those checks. So this year, we have some new engagements that I want to share with you real quickly. And one is a hotel room giveaway that's new that our marketing team has sort of led the charge on. But we're offering for ticket holders a chance to win an ultimate Baltimore stay getaway. And this is an exciting prize that will be curated by Baltimore-based artist and interior designer Tamara Payne, showcasing the best of our city's creativity while celebrating Baltimore's Black accomplished women. And that word women comes up quite a bit. Plus the fact I was raised by my grandmother and my mother. I know about what women do. Yeah, they're all in me for sure. But the winner will enjoy a 2-night stay at Lord Baltimore Hotel right in downtown, just steps away from CFG Bank Arena. And anyone who has purchased a ticket to the championship game is eligible to enter. You have to go to our website, check out our Instagram to enter. But this is something going to be really special, so we encourage you to take a look at that. And the last new thing that we're going to be doing this year, there's a special Maryland resident ticket this year. And my Maryland residents, I need you to listen really closely, especially our media. This year, we're celebrating the women's 50th anniversary, and thanks to the CIAA conference, they've created a $50 ticket for Saturday night's championship game. So that's really $25 per game. $50 ticket all in for Maryland residents. Please buy a ticket. Tell your friends, your family, your co-workers, folks who go to church with you, all your Divine Nine folks, get that $50 ticket. My commitment to the commission, Dr. Bro, and the presidents, we will sell out CFG Bank Arena on Saturday night. We have to sell it out this year, and I need your help. So that $50 ticket, you waste $50 on a number of things. So do something really good this year and spend $50 and come to the CIAA. We need it. We think it's a great opportunity for you, so please join us. Last thing I'll say to you is the board tour is back this year. So that's the Baltimore's Black-owned restaurant tour that's really led by Ezekwe, and I know Shalonda's in here, Shalonda Stokes. They do a great job of getting our Black restaurants a part of this. And this year, thanks to Shalonda and Zeke, we have 16 restaurants participating this year. So during the week, these restaurants have a special menu for our guests. Please go and support these Black-owned restaurants here in Baltimore. They really want to see you there. This is something new that we want to present to the tournament. This is the 4th year, though, that we're doing the board tour, so we're excited about it. And then lastly, I know Sanjay's in the room, but one of our great partners, but we have activities for the community to come out to this year. And thanks to Sanjay and her team, beginning on Saturday, February 22nd, we kick off the CIAA with our sports clinic, which is led by Jimmy Little. I don't know if Jimmy's here or not, at the Middle Branch Wellness Center. That's a great event. We're really excited about getting our youth who love basketball to come out and celebrate. Then we have our welcome reception, the mayor's welcome reception, that happens on Wednesday at the Rita Rossi Caldwell Center. And then we have 3 great summits. There's a health and mental wellness summit on Thursday, February 27th. There's a tech summit that's held on Friday, February 28th. And then the Money Moves Financial Summit, which is on Saturday morning. We created these events to get our community more involved on some real topics that really touch the African American community. And I think there's no better time, especially now in 2025, to really be educating folks on some key areas. We're going to need it. Lots going to change, but we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to make sure this world hears our voices really loud and clear. So join us at these summits, and thank you, Sanjay, and your team for doing that. Last thing I'll just say is I want everybody in this community to really feel the love of this tournament. And we need you to support us. We need you to support this tournament. These are 13 schools, only 12 participating this year, but 13 schools who need our support. Without the HBCUs in this country, there is no America. So we need to make sure we do our part. I'm a basketball guy, I played it, I get it. We want to support that. But this is way bigger than just basketball. And so this year especially, I want you to dig deep in your soul and your heart to help us make this the best event ever for this conference. I know we can because we're resilient here in Baltimore. We got grit and we have love. So I want us to step up and make sure we do our part. So I thank the commission again, Dr. Bro and your colleagues for your confidence. And we're going to make sure you know that you need to stay in Baltimore. So thank you. Appreciate you.
I forgot.
Yes, so it's women's tournament too. The women we're celebrating. This lady right here is a great business owner here in Baltimore, Lisa Milan with the Empanada Ladies. Yeah. So we want to welcome her to the podium.
Hey, y'all, hey. Good morning. As the founder of the Empanada Lady, a woman-owned, a Black-owned, a Puerto Rican-owned Baltimore business, I couldn't be more excited to be participating in the CIAA scavenger hunt, being a part of board, and this entire experience for the city. It's not every day you get to mix culture, community, and a little bit of a competitive spirit, and we're literally about bringing the flavor. Inspired by Brandon, my executive order is we're the best in the city. The CIAA tournament is like a well-seasoned empanada for Baltimore. It brings energy, excitement, and a whole lot of sazon to the city. For a small business like mine, it's a chance to connect with visitors, build relationships, showcase our specialty, and honestly, it keeps our ovens working overtime. It's not just about the sales, though. It's about building the relationships, sharing our culture, and making Baltimore the tastiest stop on the map. And you can definitely come by for lunch today. Now let me pass the mic to someone who's been serving leadership vision to this community like a chef serves up an empanada. Clyde Doughty, the athletic director of Bowie State University and the vice president of CIAA Tournament Committee, is a game changer, literally empowering student athletics and amplifying tournament impact. So let's give it up for the man with the big plays. Thank you.
It is a profound blessing and honor to be in the now with everyone in this room, in the moment, as we continue on our yellow brick journey of engagement, creativity, and benevolence. We must always remember and never forget that now is the moment that never ever ends. Good morning. I am Clyde Dowdy Jr., the Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation for Bowie State University, the oldest, as my president has stated, HBCU in the state of Maryland. As the host institution for the 2025 Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, Bowie State's roots were planted and germinated in the great city of Baltimore in the basement of a church on the corner of Calvert and Saratoga in 1865. As vice chair of the resilient CIAA Management Council, I bring greetings and salutations on behalf of my fellow athletic directors, faculty athletic representatives, senior women advisors, faculty reps, coaches, and our outstanding student athletes. In 1912, 5 HBCU institutions, Hampton Institute, the alma mater of our great commissioner, which is now Hampton University, Lincoln University, Howard University, Shaw University, and Virginia Union took a bold step to establish the CIAA to provide access to intercollegiate athletic competition, which was denied African Americans due to segregation, racism, and discrimination. In 1946, with a budget of a whopping $500, 8 member institutions came together and held the first CIAA men's tournament in Washington, D.C. in the Turner Arena with an enthusiastic crowd of 3,000 spectators cheering for their representative institutions. In 1952, the tournament was held in Charm City on the campus of Morgan State University. In 2021, the tournament returned here to Baltimore to continue in the now, within the moment, on this yellow brick journey of historical prosperity to celebrate 50 years of women competing in the tournament. The great body of work that the ladies have achieved over the past 50 years portrays the true essence of how they have painted the hardwood with her story. The membership of the CIAA wishes to thank Visit Baltimore, the members of the local organizer committee, the mayor, the governor, and Visit Baltimore, and the title sponsor, Food Line, for providing this opportunity and hosting this historical homecoming for a plethora of like-minded individuals who are fully engaged in the rich history of the CIAA. The economic impact of the CIAA tournament is undeniable, as Terry has stated already, but the reach of compassion, education, and opportunity far outweighs the financial returns. The CIAA is a perfected blend that provides opportunities for African-American journalists, entertainers, entrepreneurs, and exemplifies the epitome of community, culture, school spirit, leadership, athleticism, and academic excellence. The founding members of this great conference are looking upon us proudly as we continue to live the legacy. I am Clyde Dowdy Jr. I am Bowie State Bulldog Strong, and as the commissioner always says, in the words of our omnipresent commissioner, Jackie McWilliams, Mac Attack Parker, I am CIAA for life. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of our speakers. So once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been involved in our speaking and our program thus far. Just hearing everyone, it sounds like we all are excited, and we are promising that the 2025 CIAA Food Line, CIAA Men and Women's Basketball Tournament is going to be amazing. From the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the women's tournament to the community initiative, the partnerships, this year event is truly shaping up to be one for the history books. So before we move into our questioning and answering session, I want to take a moment just to sincerely thank our partners. Your support really allows us to elevate the tournament experience for our fans, for our community, and most importantly, our student athletes and our member institutions. To our partners, we thank you for believing in the mission and the vision and the legacy of the CIAA. So at this time, I'm going to open it up for questions and answers. If you have a question, I would ask that you raise your hand, state who you are directing the question to, and then we kindly ask for you to state your name and the organization that you are with. So I'll open the floor for questions at this time.
Commissioner McWilliams.
Okay.
Hi, Commissioner.
Hey, how are you?
Stan Charles from Pressbox.
Good to see you, Stan.
How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you.
Welcome to the city again. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years, but could you talk a little bit about what the future between the CIAA and Maryland and Baltimore will hold?
Yeah, Stan, I think you heard the mayor and Al and Dr. Bro and Visit Baltimore would like us to stay here forever. But we do have a process. We have put our information out to bid for the 27 through 28, 29, however the board depends, 3 to 5 years. We extended our agreement, our original agreement, to 6 years, which has been great. We lost a COVID year, really 2 years, and we still killed it. But there's an opportunity for other cities to bid in this next process, and the board will have to vet that out. So the hope is, again, we get these bids in, that we have some competitive packages. And I honestly will say that Baltimore has created the template of what I've dreamt about as a leader of this conference, and have worked with big championships and events on what is needed to make sure that we are evolving, growing, but giving our student athletes and our member institutions the best opportunity in the experience, but also for our fans. And so we'll see how it plays out, Stan. I'm excited. Bid processing is tough to go through, but when you've been in a location that that has done the work, and you got to go through that process, you got to see how it plays out. So no commitments to anything, except we have 2 great years to really showcase here in Baltimore.
We'd love to have you for a lot longer.
I know, a lot of pressure.
Next question.
Hi, thank you. I'm welcome to Baltimore, Charm City. I'm Louis Field, I host the Business Talk Show, and I wanted to see if we could ask the pastor to speak more about the church initiative.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the question. As Commissioner said, I'm Jerome Barber, and I'm actually the chaplain of the CIAA. For those that didn't know that the CIAA has a chaplain. So last year was our first year, and we reached out to some churches in the area, identified a need in the Baltimore area of students that were displaced, homeless, and were able to connect with them, have them be a part of our education day. Also, the churches came to celebrate with Churches Night. This year, we've worked with some other churches, and I'm excited to report that we've actually identified students working with the school system here in Baltimore, and we'll be able to, working with the member institutions during the education celebration, provide the interviews and on-site application registration, be able to be a part of one of our member institutions. Also, we have with the churches, as we identify the students, the areas that they're living in, be able to connect them with those churches, and then extend the excitement beyond February. We've got a May date already scheduled for what we're calling mental wealth.
Come on now.
Y'all felt that? Mental wealth celebration. So just to kind of close the gap, have churches stand in the gap, and let these students know that just because they may have hit some hard times, the future is still bright for them. So we're really, really excited about the connection with the CIAA, City of Baltimore, the school systems, and the churches that we'll be working with this year. Hope that answered your question.
Next question.
It's 2-part. Hi, Poet Taylor, host of Midday Shenanigans on PGC and proud CIAA ambassador. Raise your hand if you've gone through the CIAA scavenger hunt already. Stopped at one store, one place? Second question is for the banal lady. Can we please talk about what it would mean if everyone in here texts the group chat to say, do the scavenger hunt, what that entails and how we can get to you, so that we can really do what Al wants us to do, which is bring money to our business here.
Yeah. Hey y'all, hey. The scavenger hunt is like easy as can be. You just gotta pull up. You pull up, there's a easy scan, you just tap your phone, you don't have to open your camera or anything. You sign up and you get a chance to win amazing prizes, including VIP tickets, hotel stays. I'm actually offering the space to host your own event, and all of the businesses are contributing something special. But beyond that, the support for small businesses is essential. We've all felt people being at work, not being at work. But this is a time to show up for us, and pour back into the community and our small businesses. We, even if we're young, we're still the mom and pops of what's going on here. So it means everything to us to have your support, to be able to connect with each other, because a part of the scavenger hunt is going from one business to the next, to the next, to the next. So don't skip any stops. Stay on the ride and enjoy everything that we have. How I answered the question?
Add something on that.
So here's the opportunity that was really important for the CIAA to partner and to engage Black businesses in ownership and women-owned businesses. And they've done that. You heard Al said over $1 million of an investment from just Black businesses alone. So that engagement is important. If you didn't know, CIAA is a Black business, right? And we hire diverse businesses to be a part. Van Wagner is a part of our partnership. Liquid Soul is part of our partnership. Black, white owned. We need good partners, but we also want to make sure that our partners are investing back in the community. We are in a very different climate. We're all talking about it. We all know what's happening, but we have the opportunity in the CIAA to create the climate and culture that we desire. And that's what we get to do here. So thank you for the scavenger hunt and what you all are doing. Kirsch, you've been great in helping us push that out. But our businesses here are important, and we need everyone to get involved and engage. It's that easy. So please engage.
Thank you.
Charles Robinson from Maryland Public Television. I want to talk first and foremost about Mr. CIAA and tell again, you can explain a little bit about why he was such a fixture at many of the tournaments and how he kind of bridged the gap, if you will, for those who, may not get the experience, because every 5 minutes seems like he was changing clothes.
Watch my strut, yo. This is. I had a chance to go to his homegoing on Saturday. His casket was gold. He had on a beautiful white suit with rhinestone gems. He had his glasses on, and I almost felt like if he gets up here and walks right now, I think everybody would have been clapping. And that's the energy that he brought since he started in 75, 50 years ago. His nephew played at Norfolk State University. So Norfolk has claimed him first. And then coming to the tournament, they've actually done some great things to honor him currently because his nephew played there. He brought him to the first tournament. He was a mortician. He made all of his suits. We've had partners make suits for him. He smiled, he had energy. You would think folks were cheering for the players on a great play. It was him because he had just changed his outfit to a Bowie State color. So every team that was playing during that time, he wore that color. When you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, to me, he was the epitome of that when he could have just wore green and gold. And he made sure that every institution was represented all the time. We have tons of photos. I mean, if you've been on social media, how many of you have seen Mr. CIAA in action? Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that if you didn't get to experience, it's hard to tell you, but if you just follow what we're talking about, just imagine this, and we never knew how old he was. Our conference, I know since we've been here, we put him in the Hall of Fame in 2016 and honored him, and I'm so grateful that our committee and our board approved that because he deserved to have that honor. We had his own room and space for him. I believe, Marcus, we still had a room for him even in Baltimore, though he wasn't doing well to come here. But we put his name on the door, just hoping that he'll show up. I've not been to it. He's missed the last 6 tournaments, and every year everyone's looking for him. That's how big he was to us. So I'm just kind of saying, well, he's just missing another tournament. I don't know. Rest in peace. I mean, thank you all for just celebrating him.
Let me ask, because I know I knew the effort to kind of, let's showcase some of those outfits that you can. Are you planning to bring any of those here?
Well, we're having some conversations with the family to see what we can do. And Mr. CIAA is not a registered mark, just so y'all know. So there's a lot of conversation around how to celebrate him, to honor the family, to make sure that we do it in the right way and in the spirit. But we will be doing some things for him. Some of our television programming has already honored him for what he's done. But at the tournament, we'll find ways to just make sure that everybody knows who he is, and for our younger generation who doesn't, that we get to introduce them to Mr. CIAA. But honestly, I don't think they'll ever. There are a lot of folks who want to do it. It's just hard. I've seen him since I was 18 when I was playing, and then those who were before me have seen him, and he truly was the epitome of what style and class and love in this conference represents. Thanks for asking about him.
We have a question.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Kelly Bagby. I'm a part of the Black Business Scavenger Hunt. My business is called Mother Nature. We're a holistic juicing company in Baltimore, so I'm super excited to be a part of this initiative. I don't know if you can answer this, but I wanted to know what's the process to bid for CIAA to come back? Is there something additional that the city can do, or what does that process look like so that they can come?
We didn't plan that.
So yeah, thanks for the question. So I was a part of the league team that bid on it in 2018. So we just received the RFP from the conference. We have already submitted a letter of interest to Mr. Clark on yesterday that Baltimore is interested. So our team internally is looking at the RFP as we speak. We just received it to see what we need to do to really separate ourselves from the competition. Once we have that conversation, we'll bring Mayor Scott's team, the state, the governor's team, and some of the private sector. But I think we want to make sure we put a framework in place first before we get external folks involved in this one, because it can go off the rails. I think we know how to make this happen, and we're going to do a good part. But we got to make sure we partner with the city and the state, Maryland Sports. But here's the deal: there's going to be stiff competition for this. Everybody needs to know that, because to the commissioner's point, we've raised the bar. And other communities have been to Baltimore. They're coming this year to the tournament to see what we do. And as I mentioned, the last week in February, in most cities in America, there are a few exceptions, most cities want this business and need this business. So that's why these other cities are going to step up. But I'm not really concerned with other cities. I know who those cities are. I know what they do, and I respect all of them. I used to live in one, but I know what we can do. But we have to make sure we do it the right way, with the right intentions. And so more to come. We're definitely going to include our small businesses in this conversation at the right time. It's critically important. Now, I'll just close with this. If CIAA decides to go somewhere else in 2027, we don't have a backfill right now. No backfill. So this is important to try to keep them here. So great question, and we're on it.
Are there any other questions?
Good day, everyone. I'm Naja Wright Brown, Marketing Director for the Land of Kush and Executive Director of Blackfish Society. My question is going to be about the food that's going to be available to the youth athletes and in the community. We are a small business, and we have a plant-based vegan restaurant. We're celebrating 14 years, so it's going to be important for us to know how you're sourcing, where you're sourcing, how do we get involved, because we like some of that business too.
So here's the opportunity that we have working with Visit Baltimore. So we have our, just so you all know, we have our local organizing committee that helps us with the local marketing and the initiatives that are taking place here and all the things to help amplify the CIAA and how we do our business. And then we have Marcus Clark and Bond. Where are you at, Bond? That help us with the operational side, the movement of the teams and the Hall of Fames and all those pieces. So I would say to you as our empanada queen here, and all of our other businesses are working with Shalonda and their team that make those connections so that we can get that information on our team and we can share that with our institutions so then they know what's available. So the more information that we have, even like with our the restaurants and the board and visiting that, we make sure that those go in our packets to our member institutions. Doesn't mean they're going to use it or not, but I will tell you that our schools are pretty good in trying to support our businesses. So the more information that we have that we can get from Visit Baltimore and their team, the LOC, then we can help push that out on our side. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, the alumni, yeah.
And the alumni.
Yeah, we can give it to, we have so Marcus, our transition team, if we have that, every institution has like 4 or 5 members of their transition team. It's alumni, it's the AD, it's their development person. We meet with them monthly, bi-weekly now. And so if we have that information, we'll get it from our LOC, we can push it to them, and then they can push it out to their constituents as well. Yeah.
I have one last question.
Okay.
This is a basketball question. Can you name who were the defending champions from last year for the men and the women? And what are the rest of the team's names at least, so that we can talk a little bit about the team?
Do you know the champions?
Lincoln University for the men.
Yeah, Fayetteville State for the women and Lincoln for the men were the champions last year. Our 12-member institutions starting from the south, coming all the way to the north. Claflin University, which Matisse is part of that university. Fayetteville State University in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Johnson C. Smith University, that is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Elizabeth City State University, that is in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. If we go a little south, it's Winston-Salem State University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If you come up a little bit, it's Livingstone College in Salisbury, North Carolina. Keep on coming up north, you're gonna go to Shaw University and St. Augustine's University, that is Raleigh and Durham. And then get to Virginia. Did I get all my North Carolina schools? Got all my North Carolina schools, South Carolina school. Let's go on to Virginia. We're at Virginia State University, that is in Petersburg, Virginia. And then just go about 20 miles or 30 miles north of that. We're at Virginia Union in Richmond, Virginia. And then come on up here to Maryland, to Bowie, Bowie State University, and then come up to Lincoln University. And if you go far west of Virginia, I'm getting them right?
No, you got
Okay, Bluefield State is our new member for the last 2 years. Did I get all 13?
Lincoln.
I got Lincoln. Lincoln's one of our founding members. Yes. Come on. Can't miss one. And if you didn't know this, Maryland Eastern Shore was a member of the CIAA, Howard was a member of the CIAA, Morgan State was a member of the CIAA, Delaware State was a member of the CIAA, North Carolina A&T, North Carolina Central, Norfolk State, Hampton University, were all members of the CIAA and South Carolina State. So the history on that is that we would have representation for both Division I and Division II in the NCAA. So some of our Division I schools that you see in the MEAC are part of that transition, and we're sister and brother conferences. Yep.
Are there any other questions?
That's a mic drop.
It is. I think we're done, right? All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, it's time for other question and answers. If you want to meet with any of our partners, they will be available after this. And as Commissioner always says, we're all CIAA for life. Have a great day.